Taste Noel is brought to you by Courts, Blue Ribbon, Eve, The Naughty Grape, Ministry of Health and True Value.
It is believed that pastels were brought to TNT by Spanish colonizers between the 15th and 18th centuries. And for that, I say, gracias.
Last season, you saw me at the Culinary Institute, cooking up a storm with my students. This season, I'm at Fanatic Kitchen Studio, where I'm a chef, lecturer, and facilitator here. We do different cooking sessions and classes, varying in all different types and genres, especially in international cuisine. Apart from that, I'm a culinary consultant, where I do menu writing and menu development, also food styling for photography. I also work with food production companies in producing and launching new food products on the market to see if they're feasible, they taste good, and experimenting with it. And apart from all of that in my downtime, I still make time for my studies, where I'm pursuing a master's degree in marketing. What could I say, guys? I'm a busy guy.
Welcome to Taste Christmas, and today our guest chef, Jason Peru, whom you all know, has a lineup of recipes for you that are very different for Christmas. Jason, why don't you tell us about it?
Thank you again, Ian, for having me for this Christmas season.
It's
always a pleasure. And remember, we wish you a Taste Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You better coin that one.
Merry Christmas to all our CNC3 taste viewers. Today we have an excellent menu. I've put together some really great treats. We're going to start off today with our appetizer, which is a pork ball that is stuffed with Gouda cheese, some tomato chutney, very nicely. And then we go on to our entree, which is a smoked duck.
Oh, delicious. And then what's good for dessert?
Well, the dessert, it's going to be excellent. I'm going to do some ricotta-inspired fritters topped with vanilla ice cream and a soy reduction.
Well, I've actually had that before, and it's delicious. Okay, so why don't we go right into the first recipe, Jason? Let me give you a hand doing this.
Oh, definitely. So let's start. Let's put our oil up here. What kind of oil we have here, Ian?
All right.
Our oil here that I put up a little while ago.
This is okay.
So let's start.
That should be hot very soon, because I actually started to heat it before.
I have my minced pork inside here already. This actually has some black pepper, some salt, minced garlic, some thyme, some cumin, some paprika, and just a little bit of chili powder inside of it.
Oh, all right.
Yes,
well, I'll tell you what, you do one and I'll do one.
So what I want to do is just basically take some pork, put it in my hand like that. All right. And I'm going to take the Gouda cheese.
Okay, Gouda cheese. So a little bit of my green tomato chutney.
Awesome. All right. Now what you can do is obviously make these balls ahead of time, and you could actually freeze them. So every time someone comes across, especially for the Christmas season, you could actually just pull them out of the freezer.
You know, this is something really nice different to offer them apart from the usual Christmas fare.
Anytime we talk about Christmas, people always want to use pork and stuff, you know, it's the same old roast pork and this and stuff. So it's nice to sometimes play around with the minced pork.
But is this something you invented yourself?
Actually, yes. You know, I thought about it one day, and I called my friend and I said, you know, let's try this. You know, I want to. So we experimented with it, and I sort of developed it like about 2-3 months ago. And I said, you know what, I'm going to share it with all the viewers.
Well, that's wonderful, and it will go well. This is actually my grandmother's green tomato, green mango chutney.
You know, we always want to. It brings back all those great memories of when we were growing up and our grandmother's cooking and parents and so forth like that. So I think it works really well, and the cheese inside of it goes very well with the tomato and the raisin, which is fruit and cheese is excellent.
Have you put anything in this to bind it together?
No, this is just fresh minced pork.
Okay, so the mince itself will bind it.
Correct.
Shall I start putting these in?
Well, not yet. I want to show you the breading process for it.
Oh, we're going to bread them. Okay, great.
So we have our product here.
Well, while you start that, I'm going to wash my hands.
Excellent. So let me just explain to the viewers what we have. We just have some all-purpose flour right here. And I have some egg whites, probably about 3-4 egg whites that I just whipped until to a frothy stage. I didn't want to use the whole egg because the yolk itself actually has a lot of fat inside of it. And I'm actually using panko breadcrumbs, so it sort of discolors the crumbs.
Is that the Japanese breadcrumbs, yes?
Exactly, sir. So here's how we're going to be doing this. Would you hold this right here?
Sure.
And we're going to put this here with the flour. So we're just going to dust it with some flour.
Shall I take this out for you?
That'll be excellent, sir. And from the flour, we go into the egg whites. We use our other hand, which is our wet hand.
Dry hand, wet hand, dry hand, wet hand.
And then I put it into the panko breadcrumbs.
Panko breadcrumbs,
And
great.
then I just toss it just like that. Is my oil ready there, Ian?
Yes, it certainly is. If you want to
Awesome.
put it here,
Oh, look at
I'll
this.
start putting it in the oil. Be very careful when you're putting something like this into boiling oil because you can get seriously burnt if you do it fast and drop it in. Don't. Put it in with a spoon. Just let it touch a little bit so it doesn't bubble up and then put it in.
Beautiful. And then you're going to put that in a container after to just drain. So these are our pork balls.
Each variety of onion has its own unique flavor. Chef Jason Peru asked me to pick up some red onions from True Value. Beautiful.
Okay, so while you were away, we actually went ahead and cooked some of the balls, and we're on our last one here that should have a couple of seconds left before it comes
How are
out.
we looking?
Looking
Ooh,
good.
Look at those. Nice golden color.
You see the cheese starting to ooze out of the center.
Can you imagine
there.
the sense of how beautiful that's going to be?
It's going to be delicious.
So maybe we should start the plate up.
All right, there we go.
All right, beautiful. So you have that out. Let me just get this out of the way.
Okay, I'm going to put this over here for the moment, out of the way.
Exactly.
Boiling oil.
So Ian, I really want you to see how we're doing this. I think it's an interesting concept. What I have here is actually some cilantro oil that I made earlier on. The recipe is available. And I'm just going to put my brush inside of it, just like that, into the cilantro oil. As you know, we just use cilantro and oil and pulverize it in the mixer. I'm going to just drag it across
Okay.
like that.
Jason, you wake up in the middle of the night to think of these recipes.
Who told you that?
I don't know, I kind of get this feeling. Because every time he does something, it's so totally different. It's so totally out of the box.
You think about it, a lot of these things come to me really in the night when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And I just keep a little notepad by the bed and I just come up with it. Ooh, let's play this up. So check this out again. We're going to skewer these items, and I don't want to use wooden skewers because they're not edible.
Okay.
So I actually took macaroni and I deep fried them. And I rubbed them with a little bit of paprika. Check it out.
Deep fried macaroni with paprika. Would you have thought of that? I tell you, he gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning and thinks about these things.
So I have some green apple here
Mm-hmm.
that you can see. And I just cut them into little slivers. And I'm going to actually insert
Okay.
this into it, just like that.
Hear it crunching through.
Crunching through that one, crunching through, and into that one, crunching through. So now we have you have 3 layers of our
Apple.
green apple. Check that out. Beautiful,
Okay.
isn't it, right? Let's bring one of those balls across.
Certainly. There we go, sir.
Okay, and I'm gonna put it in the center like that.
Right
Oh
through
boy!
the cheese.
Check that out. Huh? It's pretty awesome.
You saw the cheese just beginning to come out of the bowl.
And a piece of melon, just cubes of melon. Check that out.
You really are an artist.
We put it down just like that. Isn't that awesome? You want to try one?
I can give it a try. Yes,
Come
why
on.
not?
Let me just move this out of your way a little bit. So
3 pieces of apple. And I'm going to go through one at a time.
correct.
Put it in line to make sure I've got it right.
Yeah, you want to get that sort of spiral sort of look.
Yeah. Go through the next. Put it in line. Go through
Oh
the
my
next.
gosh, looking good.
There you go.
Oh my.
Right through. Got our ball.
There you go. Center.
Yeah. Right
Bring up
through.
the apples a little. Oh, okay. There you go.
And
Piece of melon.
another piece of watermelon. And there we go.
Look at that. That's a meal that Jolly Saint Nick would love. It's different, right?
That is very different.
So let me just bring this down a little bit here. And to finish this up,
You're going to just do those two? Okay.
yes, I have a little bit of balsamic reduction here. This is balsamic vinegar with a little bit of glucose, just reduced.
But But you know, in food, I've said this a million times and I can't say it often enough, it's presentation that actually counts because it makes you want to taste the food, even if it's something you've never had before. If it looks nice on the plate, then it's going to appeal to the appetite.
And that's something that I really believe in. It's got to look beautiful. Or in my words, I always say it has to look sexy.
He was coming with that.
All right. Now, this is the dish here. And lastly, I just have some bacon bits. Again, it's pork.
Okay.
This is just crispy bacon. If anyone has ever made bacon and eggs and they
Yes.
love crispy bacon.
You do your own bacon. You get it all, fry it up crispy and just break it up or cut it up.
Check that out.
Oh, that looks...
And ladies and gents, and
That is a culinary delight.
our beautiful viewers of CNC3 on Taste Christmas. This is our appetizer. This is
just a starter, folks. Can you imagine what's coming after this? Wonderful.
Check it out. So,
Our guest is going to get some really good treats today. So you know what, folks? We're going to go to a quick break now. And don't go away. Come back and join us in 2 minutes when we're going on to the next recipe, which is...
our smoked duck.
smoked duck. See you in 2 minutes.